Mastering the Art of Active Listening in English. Today, we will learn how to listen effectively. Active listening is more than just hearing words. It involves empathy, paraphrasing, and summarizing. Let's start with a simple example at a 2 level. I had a very long day at work today.
Oh, I see. Was it difficult?
That is a good start, but let's move to B2. At B2, we use paraphrasing to show understanding. I feel like my boss doesn't value my input.
So, you feel overlooked in your current role?
Liam used a question to paraphrase Emma's feeling. Now, let's look at indirect speech for summarizing. This helps you avoid sounding judgmental. The project deadline is simply impossible to meet.
You mentioned that the timeline is unrealistic.
Notice how Liam uses mentioned instead of said. Next, let's practice empathizing with others. I am quite overwhelmed with all these tasks.
It sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
That is a perfect idiomatic expression for B2. Now, let's try asking open-ended questions. I don't know how to proceed with this.
What options do you think we have?
Notice the difference. Do you have options? Is closed. Let's practice clarifying information. The results were quite unexpected.
Could you elaborate on what you mean?
Using elaborate makes you sound very professional. Now, let's try a role-play scenario. Scenario: a colleague is complaining about a new policy. This new remote work policy is so confusing. So, you find the new rules hard to follow? Exactly. It's not clear who needs to be in the office. What part specifically is causing you trouble? Great. Liam used an open question to dig deeper. Let's review the key vocabulary we've covered. First, to paraphrase. Second, to empathize. Third, to summarize. And fourth, to elaborate. Remember our sentence of the day. So, what you're saying is helps you confirm understanding. Practice these techniques in your next English conversation. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Before we move on, let's look at the grammar. When we summarize, we often use indirect questions. Direct: where is the meeting? Indirect: he asked where the meeting was.
I want to know if you agree.
Let's practice this with a real dialogue. I am worried about the project deadline.
You mentioned that the timeline is too tight.
Yes, because the data is still missing.
Could you tell me when it arrives?
Notice how Liam asks for more info. The client said they would send it Friday.
So, you are waiting for the client's email.
Now, let's try a different scenario. I am very unhappy with this service.
I understand why you feel that way.
My order has not arrived yet.
Could you tell me your order number?
It is number 5-5-9-0.
I see that it was shipped yesterday.
Let's look at the word order again. In he asked where it was his last.
I wonder if I can help you.
I would appreciate a quick update.
I will check the status right now.
Now, let's try a quick quiz. Change this to indirect: what time is it?
He asked what time it was.
Next, do you like coffee?
She asked if I liked coffee.
Let's practice more professional vocabulary. The word clarify is very useful.
Could you clarify that last point?
Another word is acknowledge.
I acknowledge your concerns, Sarah.
Let's combine these into a role play. This budget is far too low.
I hear what you're saying.
But we cannot finish without more funds.
Could you clarify which costs are highest?
Marketing and logistics are the main issues.
I acknowledge that these are critical.
That was a very good interaction. Let's review the key grammar points. First, indirect questions use statement order. Second, use of for yes/no questions. Third, use reporting verbs like mention.
I think I am ready for more.
Keep practicing these every day. You are doing a great job. Check the worksheet for more exercises. See you in the next lesson. die Substitut direkt in deinem nächsten Gespräch. Let's focus on the passive voice in business contexts. The report was finished by the team yesterday.
Was the meeting rescheduled due to the delay?
Yes, the meeting was moved to Friday morning. Now, let's practice a practical business scenario.
I am calling to report a missing shipment.
Could you provide the tracking number immediately?
The number is written on the invoice.
I see it now, but the status is unconfirmed.
When will the goods be delivered to us?
The shipment will be dispatched by tomorrow afternoon.
That is too late for our production line.
I will check if express shipping is possible.
Please let me know the extra costs involved.
Let's pause the role play and look at the vocabulary. A shipment refers to the goods being sent. To dispatch means to send something off.
Is invoice the same as a receipt?
Not exactly. An invoice is a request for payment. Now, let's switch to a travel-related scenario.
Excuse me, why was my flight cancelled?
The flight was cancelled due to heavy fog.
Can I be rebooked on the next available flight?
Let me check the system for available seats.
Is there a hotel voucher provided by the airline?
Yes, a voucher will be issued to you shortly.
Thank you. I appreciate your assistance.
Let's analyze the grammar in that last sentence. We use will be followed by the past participle.
Can I use this for other situations?
Absolutely, it is very useful for formal announcements. Let's try a quick translation exercise.
Die entscheiden Word vom Manager getroffen.
Perfect. You used the past participle correctly. Now, let's look at a more complex sentence.
Does must be changed the meaning?
Yes, it adds a sense of obligation. Let's practice one more time with a request.
Could this document be signed by noon?
Of course, it will be signed immediately. You have mastered the passive voice today. Let's transition to a different grammatical structure. What would you do if you won the lottery?
I would travel around the entire world.
That is a perfect example of a conditional sentence. Now, let's apply this to a business context.
What would happen if we missed the deadline?
The client would be very disappointed with us.
If we worked overtime, we could finish it.
That is a proactive way to suggest a solution. Let's try a different scenario involving travel.
What would I do if I lost my passport?
You would need to contact the local embassy.
Would the embassy issue a temporary document?
Yes, they would provide an emergency travel document. Now, let's look at the first conditional.
If it rains tomorrow, will the event be cancelled?
If it rains, we will move it indoors.
If I arrive late, will I be allowed in?
Yes, but you will need to show your ticket. Let's practice some polite requests using would.
Would you mind helping me with this suitcase?
I would be happy to assist you.
Would it be possible to change my reservation?
It would depend on our current availability.
If a room becomes free, could you call me?
Certainly, we will contact you immediately. Let's switch to a more formal negotiation.
Would you consider a lower price per unit?
We would only do that if you ordered more.
If I increased the order, would the discount apply?
Yes, a 10% discount would be applied.
That sounds like a fair deal to me.
Now, let's look at expressing regret.
I wish I had studied harder for the exam.
If you had studied, you would have passed.
If I had known, I would have prepared.
It is never too late to start preparing.
I will start my preparations right now.
That is the best attitude to have. Now, let's focus on using the conditional mood for hypothetical situations.
Does this mean I can describe my dream job using this structure?
Exactly. For example, I would travel the world if I were rich.
What if I want to talk about a past regret instead?
That requires the third conditional, which uses would have plus a past participle.
Could I say, I would have called you if I had my phone?
Perfect. You have mastered the structure of a past hypothetical.
Let's try a practical scenario involving a business mistake.
Imagine you missed a deadline. How would you explain it?
I would have finished the report if the internet had worked.
That is correct, but in a meeting, you might add an apology.
So, I am sorry, I would have sent it if the connection were stable.
Exactly. Now, how would you handle a lost shipment?
I would have offered a full refund immediately.
That is a very proactive way to handle a crisis.